Well, as promised, guys, time for the 4th of July ribs. I'm amazed at the number of people who say to me, "Hey, Bubba, how do you make these great ribs? I can't pull it off."
Well, Bubba, I don't know what you do with these ribs, but these are the best freaking ribs I've ever had.
Guys, it's easy. Here's one simple rule. You remember this: 3, 2, 1, and done. Ribs are the essence of the pig. So if you do ribs and you do it right, just follow this simple 3, 2, 1, and done formula, it's going to be fine. You're going to have the essence of a good rib, and people are going to say to you, "How do you do it?" All you have to say is go to Mama Mabel's, boy, and see how easy it is under the 3, 2, 1 formula. We're going to do 3 hours at 225 degrees on whatever you want to cook it on, your outdoor cooker. Then we're going to do 2 hours wrapped in foil with a rub on it, a nice mop. And then we're going to do 1 hour face up with your favorite barbecue sauce on it. Here's the way I like to do it. First of all, these are St. Louis ribs. Notice they're not too thick, good and meaty. They're nice square cut. I don't like real thick stuff. Now I'm going to leave the membrane on back. When you get into ribs, people get into what they call competition ribs. That's crap. I mean, that's just a lot of finesse, hoofy stuff to make it sound real exotic, like I know something you don't know. No, guys. The membrane on back's just fine. You want to pull it off, have your butcher do it. I've got 3 different rubs here. I've got one here called Glenn's rub that my brother Mark Mitchell, whom I taught how to cook, swears by, gets this in Texas. Here's a mesquite rub I found someplace. And over here is my new favorite barbecue place in Dallas, Smoky John's rub. We're going to use one of these rubs on each set of ribs here. So here we go. The first thing we're going to do is I've got a little just French's mustard here. And I'm going to put just a little French's mustard in this bowl. Not a whole lot. Not like that. Okay. Then I'm going to come over here and put a little brown sugar in. That. Then we're going to add to this brown sugar just a touch of garlic. Like that, okay? We're just going to mix it all up. The mustard, you won't taste it. It'll put a nice little crust on the ribs. So we're just going to take each set of ribs here, and we're just going to rub this mustard garlic mix on, like so. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. That's how easy it is. Kind of fun, man. Getting into it. I mean, it's a nice looking rib. A good rib makes that hog proud, doesn't it? Yeah, let's just turn them over. Next thing we got to do, of course, wash our hands. Because why? Well, because as we all know, a clean kitchen is a happy kitchen here. Now let's start with a little of this Carl's rub that my brother Mark down in Hallettsville, Texas, just swears by. I'm going to put this on liberally here on both sides. Don't worry about getting too much on. Just really liberally. Turn it over. Kind of pat it in a little. Now we'll turn it over on the other side. Do the same thing. Well, let's come over here with the brothers and their barbecue rub from Smoky John's in Dallas, Texas. Rubs are like candy bars. Some people like Heath bars, some people like Baby Ruth. I swear, you could just use salt and pepper. It'd still be good if you follow this 3, 2, 1 method here. Now I've got this rub I bought from Shamrock Food. It's a mesquite rub, a generic rub. So let's put it on here. It's a little bit thicker, you can see, in terms of the coarseness of it. All right, there we go. Get that all patted in. Now, notice here that while I've been doing these two are already starting to absorb the spices into the meat. That's what you want to see. Now, while I've got everything out here, I'm going to do one more thing. I've got a little apple juice. I'm going to put that in here. And in that apple juice, we're going to put a little more, what? Brown sugar. Okay. A little bit of that. And a little garlic. What we're going to do with this later, in the 3, 2, 1 process, the second part, 3, 2, 1, and done. 2 is where you're going to take this and we're going to put it on the ribs at 225. We're going to wrap it up in tin foil and let it cook for 2 hours. And then we're going to take it out for 1 hour and put a sauce on top. We'll just make this and keep this in the fridge for tomorrow. When I say tomorrow, we're gonna let these ribs rest overnight. The next thing we want to do, got a cookie sheet, and let's get these ribs on the cookie sheet here. Here we go. This is Glenn's rub, and on this side over here, Smoky John's, and on top, Shamrock Distributor. We're gonna let them rest for about a day, and tomorrow morning we're gonna put these out on the smoker, and we'll go through that process. Look how this is again absorbing in here. A lot of love is starting to happen now, folks. 3, 2, 1 and done. You're gonna love it. Easy. Here we go, in the fridge. I'm cooking on a Primo today. There are a lot of good systems you can cook on, Weber's and Green Eggs and Vikings and whatever, but I like the Primo. The Primo uses air conduction here. It's oval shaped, which fits a lot of shapes of meat, like ribs, for example. Hard to cook ribs on a round deal, isn't it? Ribs are long, and that's the way they should be cooked. You use hardwood charcoal with this little puppy here, and I can put hardwood charcoal in here, regulate the air at the top and the bottom, and hold the temperature solid for over 24 hours. And when you're cooking outside like this, good meats and things, you really got to be able to do that. Now we're ready to go here. A lot of moving parts. The main thing you got to remember, 225 degrees and slow. I've got the charcoal warming up, and now I've got soaked hickory lump. You want to keep this stuff wet because it'll just burn slower, put that nice rich flavor. You can use other woods besides hickory, but hickory seems to work very well. I've got an aluminum pan. We're going to put some water in this, and that will help keep the ribs nice and moist and tender. Let's get some water in. Now for the ribs. Remember, we seasoned these up yesterday afternoon, put them in the fridge, took them out, and now we're going to put these 3 racks on, and we're going to put them meaty side up. Looking good already, isn't it? We haven't even started the process. We're going to close the lid on the coffin here, and we're going to do this for 3 hours. It's about 8:45, so we'll be back in about 3 hours. Remember, we're now regulating the air here and here by closing this valve and down here, and I know this is about 225. Man, we just shut the lid here, and look at that smoke coming out. What a wonderful smell that is. Nice hickory. Can you imagine the process and the love and happiness that's going on in there? That old hog would be real proud of what happened to his ribs. I hope so. But I've got a remote thermometer here hooked in, and then I can carry this with me all day long, and I can see exactly what's going on. I gotta be honest, I even sleep with this thing. That's not kinky, is it? I hope not. We are now 3 hours away from step 2. Remember, 3, 2, 1 and done. We're 6 hours away from glory. All right, it's been 3 hours now. Let's go to the next step. Remember that stuff we made? Apple cider, garlic, and a little brown sugar, which I have right here. So let's open up. Oh, look at those babies. Are they looking good already? And let's take a piece of tin foil here, and we're gonna just pick these up. Woo, baby, they're gonna be good. Then we'll take our little mixture here and rub that on. Maybe just kind of get it on there nicely. Then wrap it up really tight. Put it back on. And let's do another one here. All right, guys, see you in 2 hours. It's been a couple hours now. Remember, 3, 2, 1, so now we're ready for the one part. Let's get these things unwrapped. Woo, baby. Man, those things have been sweating nice. Oh, my. See, you see that steam coming off from that sweat in there? I mean, these babies are sweating good. This is going to be some good stuff. These are getting real limber now. That's a good sign. That's what you want to see, partner. And now, back on the grill. Barbecue sauce. You know, just go to the store and get a good barbecue sauce. You try them out. This is one that someone gave me here. Looks pretty good, Big Boss. Might try that, but they're all pretty good. I don't happen to like the sugary ones. So here's some that I made up myself. I got it in a Heineken's bottle. But this one, I'm not kidding you, the recipe has been locked up in a safe for over 50 years. And I've been talking with the family, but we're still not quite there. But I'll keep you posted. But I do have the recipe here. So this is pretty good stuff. So we'll put a little ad on this one. Now this part here, we're going to turn the temperature up just a little bit, maybe to around 300 for about that for 1 hour. And let's put this back down. Now we're going to do this for 1 hour as a reminder, and then we're going to take them inside and let them rest for a couple hours before we have the moment of truth, the glory moment. I'm not sure if this is appropriate or not, but notice the sun rays coming down on my ribs here. Maybe that's a sign that all is well. It certainly is in my world right now. When ribs are working right, all is well in the world. All right, here we go. We've had these things baking now for an hour after the 2-hour sweat job. And so there's going to be a nice little dark bark on these things, and I'm going to predict they're ready to go. I can smell them. I'm not the least bit worried about how these are going to be. Let's take a look and see. Whoa, there we are. Guys, those are ribs, 4th of July ribs. The bone's coming out just a little bit here. They're a little hot. See how limber they are? That's good. So let's get these in. Woo, hot. Damn, can't wait to eat those. Look at these, huh? How about that? Ribs for the 4th of July. Man, these are gonna be some good things here. All right, now, we've been letting these things cool down for about an hour and a half or so. They're still warm. They're still nice and juicy. But the thing is, if you try to cut red hot ribs right off the smoker and you got them cooked right, the meat's so tender, it's likely to break off. Now, I've got a special knife here. This is a crust off. Notice the orange tape. That's so nobody else messes with Bubba's knife. This is my knife, and baby, this thing is sharp. I could probably shave with this if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Okay, well, let's turn this over right now. We want to find out where the bias, which way these ribs are running here. And if you can see, they're kind of running like this. Okay, let's just cut one right out here. See what we got. Ho, 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 ho. Look at that guy. Now that's a rib. That's a 4th of July rib. Nice, meaty, moisture, thick. Oh, yeah. That's it right there, guys. 4th of July. There you go. 3, 2, 1, and done. So let's cut a few of these up here. Right on that bias. Look at that. Look at these ribs. These are a work of art. You're not going to get better ribs than this anywhere, partner. 3, 2, 1, and done. Well, that's it. 4th of July ribs, as promised. Remember, a clean kitchen is a happy kitchen. Adios and yum yum. Bon appetit. Believe I'm going to have me another bite of ribs here. That's some good stuff.